Welcome, everybody. You guys are tuned into the Multiverse Theory podcast, where we talk about all things nerd related and comic book related. Today, we just came back from seeing a spectacular movie, and we're going to actually just do a review for it. First of all, I'm your host, Preston, and I'm joined by none other than the man of the hour, Carmine. Say what's up to these people.
Yo, what up, everybody? We're doing this end game review. Warning, this is a spoilers. When we post the video, a big thing will pop up that says spoiler review.
It definitely
If you have not seen it, do not watch this.
Right.
And if you do watch this, I don't want to see nothing in the fucking comment section. Oh, you guys spoiled the movie. Bitch, can you read?
It says spoiler review for a reason. So
Like,
if you haven't seen the movie, stop this video, subscribe, like, save it in your playlist or watch later list. Go watch the movie. Come back, let us know what you guys think about what we think, and we'll let you know what we think about what you think. And anyways, we both saw this movie at strange times. I saw it at, 8 a.m., and you saw it at, 10 o'clock at night and got out at 1 in the morning?
yeah, bro.
Yeah, we saw that some pretty unusual times, man. I've never seen a movie that early in the morning in my life.
I feel bad for you, bro, because this is a movie, this is an event, bro. You have to see it with a packed house. You have to see this movie with a packed
no,
house.
it was packed, man.
At 8 a.m.?
Yes, it was packed. I was surprised.
Yo, Avengers is wild!
At 8 in the morning, bro, Muggs was coming in with bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits and stuff in there, like sneaking in the movie theater and eating it because I could smell it. And it was just like, it was kids everywhere. It was packed. It was crazy, man. I couldn't believe it.
Wow, that's amazing. The power of this film, bro.
It's ridiculous. It's a big
By
event.
the way, I would like to know a little housekeeping. Endgame on Thursday night broke the Thursday night opening at 60 mil.
Whoa.
And on Friday alone, just for Friday, Friday, right? 156 mil.
156 million? Oh my
Yes,
god.
just for Friday. Yo, it's gonna destroy the domestic opening weekend box office. It has to hit 300 because Saturday is usually where the most of the box office comes from.
Right.
So Saturday might be some crazy shit. Like Saturday might be like, oh my god, because I feel like people that reserve their tickets for Saturday or whatever are gonna go see the movie. But I feel like people that saw the movie on Thursday and Friday are probably gonna be like, yo, we gotta try to get in on Saturday. We gotta try to get in on Saturday or Sunday. Like, yo, it's gonna hit over 300 mil. This shit is ridiculous. Bro.
That is amazing. And then for those who listening, we've been like nerds for a long time. So seeing comic book movies get to this point where it has this much support and movies that are this good is huge. It's huge.
Not even just comic book, but like everybody listens to the Multiverse Theory. They know I'm the DC guy. You're the Marvel guy.
Right.
But I love Marvel. But just like everybody else, just like all the Marvel fans, I've watched every single movie since the first Iron Man. I've been invested into the cinematic universe just like everyone else. For everything to culminate in this movie, just
absolutely.
Oh,
and usually these movies, when they tie in after like a trilogy or an anthology or whatever you want to call them, they usually don't do it the right way. It kind of loses its luster. It feels like it's lackluster. It feels like they just threw it together. And
Kevin Feige treated this like a TV series. That's what this was.
Absolutely.
All 22 film arc was basically a TV series, and Endgame was the series finale. And boy, what a series finale it was.
And I agree.
Lord have mercy.
And if you look at the Avengers movie just as itself, this is technically the fourth movie in the Avengers film. A lot of films, when they get to the third or fourth movie, they start to teeter off. It usually the second one is usually the best, and then they just start to drift off as they go to the third and fourth. And we're about to
This is the complete opposite. The second one is like kind of the worst one.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely is the worst one.
The second one is the worst one, bro.
1,000%. So for those who's listening, what we're gonna do today?
Sorry, guys. Age of Ultron, not the one.
That ain't it, bro. I tried to force myself to think it was better than it was. It wasn't it, bro. It just
when I first saw it, me and my friends forced ourselves to give it such a high score. And then I saw it 2 more times. It's like, what the fuck was I thinking, bro? Like, this shit ain't it.
It's not it, bro.
It's some cool moments in the movie, but a whole film, this shit ain't it, bro.
Yeah, you know,
Just
we
wasn't.
knew deep inside when we go back and watch the original Avengers and watch Age of Ultron, there's something that is just not there. It's not
The
clicking like it did in
original
the first movie.
Avengers, I can watch 20 more times. Age
Absolutely.
of Ultron, I can't watch that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It just Ultron is just
The Age of Ultron, what it is in Age of Ultron, I pick my spots to watch. I can't
Yeah.
watch the whole thing.
yeah.
That's the problem. I can't watch I pick my spots, the moments that I really liked in the movie, and I watch those.
Mhm.
But I can't watch the whole thing through. I can't do it.
I'm kind of glad that movie came out so they could just get that mess out the way.
No. There's a no. Even though it wasn't that great, but that movie served a big purpose.
Oh no,
everything.
Yeah, it served
And
a huge
this
purpose.
movie showed it.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. But I'm just glad because like sometimes writers get to a funk, and I'm glad that they got their funk out the way in the second movie. So
Yeah,
it would have
for
been really bad if this movie was that Age of Ultron's. But okay, so
but it's also you gotta think about it. Age of Ultron was Joss Whedon, and
Yeah,
by
it was.
that time Joss Whedon was checked out
oh yeah,
of
yeah,
the
of course,
MCU. Like he was checked out. So Russo brothers coming in to the cap to
to
cap
take over.
them to Winter Soldier, Civil War, then doing Infinity War. Like the Russo brothers brought that life,
Mhm.
just brought a new life into it, like injected a new life, and bro, man, those guys deserve Feige deserves president, but these guys, I don't know, but these guys deserve
Yeah, they man. I'm not gonna say they
Oh my
saved
God.
the MCU, but
Not
they have a
saved it, but
huge
they-
part of it being as big
but they
as
for
it is.
sure elevated that shit.
It is because of them.
100%. Yep, they
1000%,
elevated it.
bro. You can't.
And it started with Winter Soldier.
Absolutely.
Started with Winter Soldier. That's when it was like, holy shit!
These are the
MCU
guys.
can go to the MCU can go to this level.
hmm
Holy shit! Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those who's listening, we're gonna get into it. Obviously, we're super excited about this movie. What we're gonna do is talk about what we liked, what we kind of disliked in the WTF moments, and then we'll kind of talk about the score at the end, and we can compare which one was better between this one and Infinity War in the end, because I know there's a lot of discussion of that going on online. I've seen it on Twitter like pretty much all day.
It's a discussion, but I can be honest with y'all. Like I'll go more in depth when we get to the end.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't look at those movies as separate movies, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I look at them as both one movie.
It's kind of like
I feel like that's what it was. That's what it was meant to be. They were meant to be one film.
But they broke it up.
But I think they broke it up because it was so much.
Yeah, because it's like we have these other films that say part 1 and part 2, and obviously those are one actual book, like Harry Potter or Hunger Games, whatever. It's one actual book split up, but they don't feel like they're the same movie. They feel like it's just completely different. But with Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, it felt like it's supposed to be one movie, almost like what they did with the Matrix.
They're
Reloaded
completely the
and
same.
Revelations.
Yeah. This movie and Infinity War are supposed to be all one movie, but they were smart. Instead of trying to make it, this whole Infinity Gauntlet, whatever, instead of trying to make it one movie and cut some things out, condense some things, they said, you know what? This is supposed to be one film, but we're gonna make it into two, so we can tell the story that we want to tell. Everything could get broken down. It could be a slow build to certain things, like. Oh my god, it was just anyway.
So yeah, let's get into what we like about this movie, because we're already kind of teetering into that anyways. We kind of got our toe in the pool, so we might as well just get right into it. So what is the main things that you loved about this movie?
All right, among fucking an infinity amount of things that I love about this movie.
No pun intended.
I love first and foremost all the callbacks.
Yes.
Oh my! I'm gonna let you guys know something what the Russo brothers did and what they said and what Kevin Feige said. They said this. See, in all the other movies, there were references to previous movies, references to things that happened in previous movies. But in all the other Marvel Cinematic movies, they're all naturally were one movie. They were their own film. What they said in this film is, we're making this movie. We're making Endgame for people that have watched since the first Iron Man to this movie. And if you didn't understand any of the callbacks, any of the references, well, fuck you. because this movie was not for you.
Absolutely.
Can you go in and you can watch it? Can you enjoy it if you haven't seen the other films? You can, but you will not fully understand the weight of this film if you didn't watch since the first Iron Man and seen every single film, because every single film there was something connected to for up until this point. And oh my goodness, like the I just, oh my god, I just love I loved when they went when they went back in time. Well, first of all, two things. I didn't think this was gonna work. Even though I knew it was coming, I didn't think it was gonna work. But from now on, I need Smart Hulk. I don't want to see Bruce Banner ever again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Banner ever again. I don't want to see him as a human ever. I need him as Smart Hulk for like forever, because I didn't think that was gonna work. But oh my god, did that work? He was hilarious, number one. And I just love the fact when they went back in the past. And they were like, Hulk, I mean, you need to smash something. Like, you need to go smash something. And he was like, smash.
he lightly tapped the top of the car and tossed the motorcycle gently to the side.
Yup. And it was so awesome when he went to go get the time stone and have the conversation with the ancient one. Oh my god, I love that part. Bro, the moment, oh my god. When Cap went after the briefcase and he got to the elevator with all the S.H.I.E.L.D. / Hydra agents that was in there. You know what I thought was going to happen? They got me. Because you know what I thought was going to happen, bro? I thought they were going to do a Winter Soldier callback to where he's going to say, before we get started, does anybody want to get off?
Oh, you thought they were going to do that again?
I thought they were going to do that. And then when he leaned over and said, "Hail Hydra," I say, yo, these people pay attention to the comics, bro.
Yes, absolutely. That's the first thing I thought about.
If you want to know whether Marvel pay attention to the comics, because I know people that are comic book purists and Marvel purists, they say, oh, Marvel, the movies don't follow the comic books to a T. They're not supposed. But they're not supposed to. Like, not everything that's on the page is gonna translate to the screen.
Yeah, but this one had a lot of nods to the comics.
This movie was a pure comic book movie.
Absolutely.
Of the purest form. And the fact that we all know that there was a run in the comics where Captain America was basically a Hydra agent. And for him to lean over and said, "Hail Hydra," I was floored, bro.
Yeah, me too.
I was absolutely floored.
Yeah.
And for
So
people
crazy.
and people that and also one of the moments that I thought was an awesome moment for the MCU in general. If you watch Iron Man from the first Iron Man, we saw, like, 5 years later into the future, we saw that he had a daughter. He was a father now. He didn't want to help them. And that. When he finally came to and says, I thought that was a great conversation that he had with Pepper. To where Pepper said, like, one of my greatest failures is basically stopping you, being able to stop. I think she said being able to prevent you, stop you, or outsmart you, something like that. And because she knew, like, you have to go do this. Like, you have to do this. He didn't want to, but it wasn't until he saw that picture of Peter, and he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
But I love the moment when they went back in the past, when they went further back to the 70s, and he was able to have that conversation with his father.
Yeah.
Like, those moments. That's what I loved about this movie. Like, Infinity War was just action packed. Was an action thriller. But this movie, Endgame, was such a well paced film, because they gave us moments. They gave us moments with the characters. Like, they gave us individual moments with these characters, talking moments. Like, I love films like that. I love a good action movie. I love a good movie that can give us awesome action. But we're Game of Thrones fans. There's a shitload of talking in that show.
Oh yeah.
But we love it. The dialogue is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I felt here. Like I love that moment with his dad, man. Like that was such an awesome moment.
It was
Like
great too
it was
because
phenomenal.
they use those
Hmm.
emotional moments in this movie, and not only are they just emotional moments, they mean a lot. Like him after having that conversation with his dad, it just kind of just gave him the notion like what I'm doing is the right thing. I have to put myself to the side and do what I need to do. It's like he already knew what he had to do when he had those premonitions back in the past. Like he knew
Hmm.
to some degree that he was gonna have to sacrifice himself. And even though he was questioning it, saying, talking about he don't want to do the whole going to the past thing, because he probably in his mind knew how it was going to end. Even when he recorded that video, when we saw at his funeral, he knew something was going to happen to him. And when his dad told him that, when his dad was talking about him having, I guess, Tony Stark as a baby and putting himself to the
Hmm.
side, he kind of was like, okay, all right, this isn't about
Hmm.
me anymore. I have to
Yep.
put myself
And you know
aside.
what's funny? And you know what's funny? All the conversation, what happened at the end,
Hmm.
which we'll get to. I don't want to mention it yet, but what happened at the end, it was a callback to what the conversation that him and Captain America had in the first Avengers.
Yep,
When Captain
absolutely.
America told him, you're not the guy to make the sacrifice play, to put his life above all. And they gave us a tease of that because if you remember in the first Avengers, at that moment he was the guy. He's the one that took the I think there was like an atomic bomb missile,
Hmm.
and he brought it up to space,
Hmm.
and he was prepared to not be able to come back, but obviously he survived or whatever. And him going into space, that's what effed up his mind. But it's also, and I've been saying for a long time before this film, like they portray Tony Stark as the actual real bad guy of the MCU. Like he's the actual bad guy because of the things that happen, the things that he caused. But it's that conversation he had this movie with Cap when he got rescued and he came back and he had that argument with Cap and he was yelling at Cap. He's like, oh, who wanted to make a suit of armor around the world
Hmm.
so this could be prevented? Who had these visions? Da da da. And in that moment, you're like, holy shit, Russo's, you guys are bastards. Because in that moment, Tony Stark was the real hero. He knew what was key. He didn't know exactly who was coming,
He
but he
knew it
knew
was
what was
something.
coming,
Yeah.
and he wanted to protect everyone.
Hmm.
And he wanted to put a plan in place to protect the Earth because he knew something was coming.
Hmm.
And I just thought that, oh my god, that was amazing. Speaking of the Hulk thing, and another thing that I didn't think would work, that I'm glad I got throughout the whole movie, and I'm like, one of the Russo brothers' greatest achievements, Fat Thor.
Yeah, that was funny. Because he
Wow,
used Chris Hemsworth. His he has great comedic as far as being an
his
actor.
comedic timing is
It's
amazing, bro.
amazing, and they used it to
Amazing.
perfection in this one, and it didn't feel
And
like
I
it
love the fact. I
forced or
love the
anything.
fact. I love the fact that when he came, when it was time to go fight Thanos, whatever, he had he activated his lightning, whatever, his powers, or whatever,
Hmm.
and he got his costume. I like the fact that he was still fat.
I like that too.
He didn't go back to being sexy looking,
Hmm.
you trimmed up Chris Hemsworth, whatever. That would have been such a cop out. Like
It
he was
would have been.
still, you know what I mean?
It,
Those 5 years passed, and he was still fat. Like, oh my god, I thought it was awesome.
and as small as that is, and I don't even know if this is the reason and why, but I know, and I'm not trying to be funny by saying this, but I know a lot of people who are the size that he is, they're gonna remember him being that way when he was in that battle. That they're
Yeah,
gonna pull something
absolutely,
from that, like, oh, Big Thor,
absolutely.
that was cool. He looked just like me, and he's out there taking care of these guys and doing what he's supposed to do. One of the
I
main,
love the. I love. Wait, hold on. I love the
uh,
fact that when he got his activate his power, he got his power back. That his beard got braided up. That
oh
shit
yeah,
was
yeah, that was funny.
hilarious.
That was crazy. How do they come up with stuff like that? That's what I want to
That
know.
was dog. It's little things, bro. It's little things like that,
So
man.
many details in here. And speaking of details, and I like the fact that you did say about the callbacks because you're absolutely right. One of the things, if you guys, for those listening, after I saw it, because I saw it first, I told Carmine, I was like, man, the comic book references in this movie, you got to keep your
Hmm.
eyes peeled because they're everywhere. And that's one of the main
Yep.
things outside of it being an amazing movie and everything that Carmine had, just said, I couldn't say it better myself. All the references in this movie is amazing. Even like what Carmine said about Smart Hulk. He's from the Infinity Gauntlet comic. He's originally from there. From Captain America, from his shield breaking from Thanos, that's from the Infinity Gauntlet comic book. And Cap holding the hammer, that's from the Mighty Thor 390.
Yeah, I was getting
and
there.
Fear
Oh
Itself
my
number
God.
7. And I have Fear Itself number 7. That's the funny part. And in that comic, he says Avengers Assemble.
But we were talking. Well, oh my God, bro. I'm gonna get to that moment. But listen, but because when I tell you goosebumps and I was fucking screaming in the theater, you have no idea. But yo, when we were talking about Age of Ultron, when I said I can't watch it, there's moments.
Yeah.
They teased us with Cap moving.
I was just gonna say that.
They teased us with that shit, Age of Ultron, of moving it, and the fact that when there was moment like Thanos was about to end Thor, and then you saw the hammer come, and Thor said finally. I was like, wow.
My mind was blown.
Like Thor knew. Like Thor knew he was worthy. And for Thor to be like, finally, I'm like, oh my God. Yo, bro.
That was crazy.
Since 2008 or 9, since the first Captain America movie, and then since the first Avengers movie, for 10 years, I have been waiting for 2 words to come out of Captain America's mouth, bro. Because I am a fan of the comics. I am a fan of the Avengers animated series. And I watched that many, many times. When you heard Falcon say, Cap, do you read me? First of all, Cap standing by himself in front of that whole army, I want that as a screensaver, so wallpaper.
So dope.
That was fucking epic.
Yes.
And for Cap, and then when you hear Sam's like, Cap, do you read me? And you see all these Doctor Strange portals opening, see all the Avengers come out, and that man turned around and looked at that army. He said, Avengers, assemble. Bro, yeah. I lost it. When I tell you I lost it, bro, I lost it, bro.
I was going crazy, too. I'm not even going to lie.
Leading up to that moment, bro, I kept nudging my homeboy. I know he was pissed at me. It's like, yo, nigga, stop hitting me, bro. I kept nudging him, bro, like, yo, bro, he's going to say it. He's going to say it. He's going to say it, bro. He's going to say it. I kept doing that, bro. And I'm like, yo, I want this guy to say it so badly. Please say it. When he said it, man, I fucking lost it, bro. I really, really lost it. Like, it was an amazing moment. Another thing that the Russo brothers didn't have me think about it. Like, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, holy shit. When they went their separate ways to go after different stones, right? And they sent Clint and Natasha to go after the Soul Stone, I didn't pick up on what was supposed to happen yet. Because if you saw Infinity War, you knew what was supposed to happen. If you know anything, you knew what's supposed to happen. Yeah. So I didn't pick up on it yet. But then when the Red Skull was talking to them and he said, not both of you are going to come out, one person has to, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I knew that. As soon as they were sent to go get the Soul Stone, I was like, somebody's going to die.
Like my heart dropped. And a part of me was like, oh, Hawkeye, a part of me was like, yeah, I think it's going to be Hawkeye, whatever, it's going to try to sacrifice someone. But if you watch this movie, if you watch the previous movie, this led up to Natasha being the one to sacrifice herself. She said it when it was 5 years later. They were all. First of all, before I get to that part, I love that part when they were in the Avengers mansion, and she was sitting when she made her peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? And she was sitting there, and they were all on comms. Like Captain Marvel was in one area, Nebula and Rocket was in another area. Rhodey was in another area. We got Okoye in one area. By the way, that Okoye, you heard what Okoye said, right? That Namor reference for everybody that don't know. That Namor reference. Oh my God, bro!
He's gonna be a Black Panther too. Whoa. He got it.
Yeah, I was like, oh my freaking God, bro.
And not only that, but Captain Marvel, her hair, that's the way that it's cut. That's a reference to the Civil War II comic book that came out. That's her hair on there.
They need to keep it that way because I love her. I love the haircut, by the way. But I love that moment. That moment when they were on comms and Black Widow was talking to them. She's giving orders or whatever. Because that was pure Avengers to me right there. That was to me. That was finally Avengers. Like Stuff like that was because in the previous Avengers movies, even the first one, second one, Civil War was kind of Avengers movie. They weren't really. I don't really feel like they were fully a team yet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy to think that it took like this actual moments for us to actually see that they were actually a full-fledged Avengers team.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when in the beginning when they went after Thanos, like they went after Thanos together, and the fight coordination like of the team, like everything was just amazing. That one, but her talking to Steve and telling Steve like she feels complete now. She feels like this is her role, like because basically she at that time she was basically the leader of the Avengers. That's what she was, the leader. And how she felt full and she felt complete, and everybody knows Black Widow's storyline throughout these movies. You know, she has red on her ledger, like she's trying to, cleanse. She was trying to cleanse herself, like, and her immediate like, just her backstory, and for her to be the one to sacrifice herself, it just made so much sense. It made so much sense, and I was hurt though, man. I was like, oh my god, like Natasha, like Black Widow is one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Period. I just love her. I think Scarlett Johansson does a fantastic job playing that character, and I love that character so much, man.
Man, I will say this, bro.
I felt that more than Gamora. I'm sorry, but I did. I felt that more than when Gamora. What happened to Gamora when Thanos?
Oh yeah. Because we were more invested into Black Widow. We more invested, and it's ScarJo. Come on. Like, I mean.
Oh, and I do have to say this. The Russo brothers redeemed the MCU for this. Finally, Hawkeye was Hawkeye. It took us 10 years to get here.
Well, technically he was Ronin, but
bro, he was half Ronin, half Hawkeye, but he finally was the badass that he should have been from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at the previous movies, one movie he was mind controlled, another movie he wasn't really that in it, this and that. Like, he had such a pivotal role in this film, and he was such a fucking badass in this film. From the beginning fight as Ronin against the Akuza, like him just taking him out, like, oh my god, bro, he was just
that scene was
awesome.
Epic. That was an epic scene.
And for everybody that heard about the Hawkeye TV series, and you see. I think I don't know if his daughter is gonna be Kate Bishop, but I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but also
they're playing into the shows from the movie. Like you can
absolutely
tell
you see it.
Remember, Loki disappeared, so he's still around.
Yeah, yo, bro,
he's still around.
I said to my homeboys, bro, after the movie, we were sitting around talking about it, right? And I thought to myself, I said, holy shit, Loki's alive.
He's alive. He didn't go anywhere.
I said, holy shit. And they found a way to bring Loki actually back.
And it was smart.
But now they found a way to bring Loki back as Loki, though. He's not redeemed Loki.
No.
He's Loki. He's half bad guy, half brother, maybe Loki. Like, he's not Ragnarok redeemed Loki on good guy's side, whatever. He's not that Loki anymore. He's Loki.
And that's going to be the Loki Scarlet Witch show, right?
No. Loki's getting his own series.
He's getting his own.
It's supposed to be Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Scarlet Witch and Vision, and I know they're doing one with Sam and Winter Soldier, which at the end they were together. So
that's gonna go into that god, too. Bro, when I saw at the end that they were together, I was like, oh, okay, Marvel, you smart motherfuckers. Like, just know, bro. You just know what the bro. And speaking of comic books,
that was straight out the
Captain America handing, and and Bucky knew too. So because Bucky's the one that said you go.
Yeah, go talk to him. Because
Bucky knows if following. We all know Bucky in the comic books was Captain America at the time, but as far as the movies go, he can't be Captain America.
Yeah, he can't be. And when Bucky was Captain America in the comics, actually Captain America himself was dead. So it wasn't that Captain America gave him the shield. It was out of his control. But when it came to Sam, he passed it on to him in the comics. Yep. So when I saw that, I was like, that's dope. In the same exact way, he was an old Captain America, and he passed it down to Sam. And I was like, this is another great comic book reference. It's just so much in this movie. It's like, all right, for this last movie, for those who've been complaining that we have nothing in comic books related to this movie, we throwing all of it here. It's all here. Like
Yep.
it's crazy.
And the fact that like the whole movie, if you really think, if everybody think about it, everybody was so surprised where Captain America stayed and he came back old. If you pay attention to the film and you pay attention to the whole entire MCU, it's been building up for him to stay in the past with Peggy.
He's been
that's his one love that he's been missing. And in this movie is more prevalent. He had the picture with him when he fought himself. The picture popped out. Like when he went back to the past and he was staring at her, like you just knew he was gonna stay in the past. And if you really think about it, this movie was meant to sacrifice the original 6, and that's what they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a different way, each of the original 6 was sacrificed for the future Avengers.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of the first 6, like when you said before about Thor saying that finally, when Captain America finally got the hammer, this was like the most humble we've seen Thor in the whole entire MCU. Because we saw at the end when he gave up his throne to Valkyrie as well, which is something that didn't happen in the comic, which I was completely shocked by in a good way. He accepted someone else to handle this hammer, which he put all his pride into, with him being the only one to wield it. Because, like you said in the clip before, when Captain America moved it a little bit, he looked a little like, like somebody else is moving.
He looked threatened.
He looked threatened because he felt like all of his being was in his position as being the prince or eventually becoming the king and being able to wield that hammer. And for him to be okay with somebody else handling it and also someone else taking his throne, that is like the most mature we've seen Thor. But we saw the little joking part.
At the end of this movie, at the end of this movie, he was finally the Thor that Odin wanted him to be. He was finally that Thor that Odin wanted him to be. And also like I thought it was amazing that that of course, like when Thanos had got the gauntlet from them again, and he was about to snap his fingers, of course Tony had another gauntlet in place for him to do what he did and make that sacrifice. And like I said, how all the 6 in their own way got sacrificed. Hulk in a way, he in a way was sacrificed when he snapped his finger. So now his arm, like his whole entire left side of his arm, like I'm pretty sure it won't be the same ever again. Like because of what happened when he snapped his fingers.
Right.
And also I wanna let you guys know. I don't know if anybody caught this. I don't even know if Preston caught this. When Tony snapped his fingers, and people have to remember, I'm pretty sure when Tony snapped his fingers, he snapped his fingers and said for all of Thanos' army to get dusted, right? That Gamora that they got from the past, I believe got dusted too, because she was still a part of Thanos' army. Because you didn't see her after the battle. You saw all the Guardians, and you didn't see her. Even when Thor went on the ship, you did not see her. And when Star-Lord was when they were doing their little joke about the touching the thing, it said Gamora, so they're searching for Gamora. I think in Guardians 3 they're going to the Soul Realm.
They could.
That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yep. I told my brother, I was like, she's not here anymore. So,
I think that's where Adam Warlock. I think that's where Adam Warlock is gonna come into play as well.
And that's dope too, because that ending also, once again, I'm gonna keep saying this as much as I can, it's a reference to the comic as Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's not everybody that's involved in as Guardians of the Galaxy, but they have Thor there, so it's some play into that role as well.
And people were clamoring for that after Infinity War. People were clamoring for Thor and Guardians, for it to be Thor and Guardians together, like because they played so well off of each other. Thor and all the Guardians was just awesome. And especially with Thor, Rocket, and Groot was just awesome. It was just so awesome, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, and you talk about little moments. I love the moment Thor had with his mom.
Yeah, that was
like
great.
I thought that was awesome.
That was great. It was all of them, like you said. They sacrificed in some way. They had to sacrifice. Like if Tony wanted to, he could have stayed back and been with his dad, because we know how much he wanted to be around his dad. You saw Thor, he wanted to be around his mom. You see Captain America, obviously he made the choice because he wanted to be around the ladies. So all these people had to make different choices based upon the past and trying to bring back the past. And the good thing about this
Yep.
is like Captain America, he this whole time we knew he didn't fit in now, and it was obviously the point of his character, but at the same time we knew he struggled inside because he's in a world where all he has is Sam and everything he had is in the past, and he sacrificed all that just to do the right thing in the future. So for someone to be that way, that's kind of admirable as a character. I like
Yep.
that.
Absolutely. And yeah, man, this movie was just, oh my god. I don't. Oh, did you catch that? Like, I didn't catch that. Like, me and my homeboys, none of us catch that. Like, we were all in a fucking group chat just talking, right? And shout out to my homeboy Alex. Like, and he caught this, and I didn't catch this when they were at Tony's funeral. And by the way, that was a fucking comic book panel type shit where they were at the funeral and they were panning to all the heroes in the background page. That was comic book shit.
Right.
But they were panning to all the heroes, and there was someone in front of there was like a teenage boy in front of General Ross. And I'm like, who the fuck is
over
that?
to the right, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is that? And then if everybody knows, that's a nod to Iron Man 3. That's the kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kid that helped that was helping Tony out.
That was.
And that might be another they might make the kid Iron Man in the future. You never know. I don't know.
You never know. Yeah, it could
I don't know,
happen.
but that might have been a call. That might have been a call to that. Oh, let's talk about the awesome fucking A-Force moment in that movie.
I thought, yeah, okay. I was gonna bring that up too.
My God. When Scarlet Witch was fighting Thanos and Aquarius like she's not alone and all the females popped up, bro.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
That was women empowerment 100,000%
That
in
was-
that moment.
that was wild, bro. And by the way, even though there wasn't that much dialogue, but Captain Marvel was 1,000 times better in this movie than she was in her own. Just like to say that. And I already knew that was gonna happen because it's Russo brothers, but they're directors, whatever. And a lot of times people don't understand. Yeah, actor can be a great actor, but the director is a very important role that plays into a film, no matter how good the actor is. But also, but yeah, I want to pose this question to. I want to pose this question to you because. So who do you think? First of all, I don't want to see a team up. I don't want to see an Avengers movie for like the next 5 years. By the way, I just like to say that.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
a fact.
I
We don't
want to
need
see
that.
after this movie. I just want to see like I'm not saying the movies coming up, the MCU don't have to be connected. Of course they have to be connected. It's the MCU, but I don't want to see another Avengers movie till like years later. We gotta breathe.
Mhm.
We gotta take a deep breath at this movie. But who do you think is going to actually be the leader
Of the
of the
Avengers?
Avengers?
I
Who
want
do you
to.
think that's gonna fall under? Because I was gonna say Captain Marvel, but
Yeah, I was
Captain
gonna say
Marvel,
that,
but this movie showed that she can't stay on Earth.
she can't.
She's out there protecting other planets in the galaxy. So, and T'Challa is not. It can't be T'Challa. He
No.
has his own. I think it's between Spider-Man and Sam.
I think it'll probably most likely be Sam, and I think him and the Winter Soldier, they're probably gonna be button heads as leader. I think it's gonna be like at a period of them trying to work out that leadership role together at first, and then whoever comes out and kind of proves themselves to be the rightful leader, then that'll happen at some point. But from right now, I think it's probably a little too early to call. I want to say Spider-Man.
Yeah,
too,
I think it's too early to call.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's leading towards Spider-Man. I feel like all the conversations that he's had with Tony, I feel like Tony's prepping him for that.
Mhm.
Like prepping him to take over that role. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, it's hard to say. But was there anything in this movie that you kind of was like, I'm not gonna say that you didn't like because I'm sure there's very little, or just something you just kind of like, or like small gripes or something like that.
I mean, there's nothing I didn't like, to be honest with you. But I mean, I didn't like the fact that Black Widow died because that's my
Yeah.
boo. You know, I understood it, but I don't have to like it.
Right.
Let me see. Mm, I don't know, man. Oh, I thought it was pretty dope to see. Like, speaking of callbacks, they got Robert Redford back
Hmm.
to have that little scene in Avengers or whatever. I thought I was in when it went back to the past. I thought that was pretty dope. Tilda Swinton, they got to come back and play the ancient one, whatever. Because I thought that was pretty dope. But I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like because as you know, I'm going to see a movie again tonight. I feel like I really because you know I feel like I have to see it again to really if there is any real negatives to come out of it. I think I would have to see it a couple more times to find them. But to me, I don't know. I can't find it, bro. For me, I can't find it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I can't think of anything that I didn't like. It was one thing I did say something to my brother about after the movie was over, and I was like, I kind of wished, and I get why, but I kind of wish that Captain Marvel was a little bit more involved. Outside of
She's too powerful.
well, she is, but it was like when she got into that when they were shooting at there and they were like, "What are they shooting at?" And I knew that was Captain Marvel. She flew down and got into that altercation with the Thanos. She got punched one time and then that was it. She was gone. And I was like, well, they could have had her be in there.
No, no, no. If you watch, she was beating the fuck out of Thanos. She was about to beat him,
No, no, no. She
but then
was.
but then he took the Power Stone
Yeah, yeah. I
and he
saw
hit
that,
her with it.
and he hit her with it,
Yeah,
and then she was gone. And then I was like, well, she keeps like weaving in and out of it. I was like, is there ever going to be a point where she's just going to be there? Um, but it wasn't like it didn't ruin the movie. It was just like okay, because I just saw the actual Captain Marvel movie, so I was wishing that she would have like more,
yeah,
bigger scenes after seeing that movie because that's kind of what they prepped
yeah.
us for with that. But it wasn't like a terrible terrible thing. And then I was and I guess I was nitpicking at the funeral when she was like all the way in the back. I was like, bro, she don't even look like she want to be here. She kind of look like this is her part time job, and I get it because she has a
But
whole
that scene,
galaxy.
but
She has a whole
no, but
galaxy to take
actually,
care of.
no, but actually, that scene. Even though I said Spider-Man, but that scene alone, the way how she was just standing there on top of everybody, it makes me think that she's gonna be the leader.
She could be.
That's leadership. That's what leader like. That's like the way she was standing up there by herself, like this is her crew now, like, and she's standing right there, like that's what it looked like. That's some leadership.
I mean, she has the
Like what?
personality. I mean, this the way
Oh,
she
for
kind
sure.
of stood up to like stood up too, but the way she had that stone face when she was talking to Thor, and Thor was like, "I like this one." Like she
Yeah,
got his respect. So just off of that aspect, it's easy to put her in that position because she can fulfill that leadership role. It's pretty obvious. But like you said, like if she can't be on Earth, what can she really do?
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know.
And I was kind of
But you did say it though. I love the fact that you briefly touched on it.
yeah.
I love the fact that Thor gave Asgard to basically gave Asgard to Valkyrie.
Hmm.
Like I love that. I thought that was awesome
I thought it was great
because
too.
he saw that she's more fit to lead.
Hmm.
He's not like, and I thought, and that was the maturation of Thor as a character,
Yeah.
to humble himself in that manner, to just give it up. Like I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
But one thing they didn't show in this movie though, man, that I have to say, everybody has to understand, and they're not gonna explain it yet. They're gonna let us wait. But this movie basically showed us how the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are gonna come into this universe, because this is straight multiverse theory. Everybody is DC fans. Everybody that knows time travel with the Flash, all this bullshit. Captain America is not supposed to stay back in the past. That's fucked up all types of timelines.
Absolutely.
Loki escaping fucks up all types of timelines.
Hmm.
The fact that they even though Cap brung the hammer back, I still think that fucks up all types of timelines. So we're gonna see in future MCU, like we're gonna see future teases where I feel like we're gonna see teases where there's gonna be a movie, whether it's a Guardians movie, a Black Panther movie, whatever, to where there's gonna be nods. We might see a Storm nod in Black Panther because she exists in this world now. They just didn't tell us yet in Endgame.
Hmm.
I feel like the X-Men exist. I feel like Fantastic Four now, they exist after the events of Endgame because the timeline is now fucked. If anybody understands the Flash Flashpoint
Mm-hmm.
to where he goes back in time. He comes back. He comes back, but he doesn't come back. Not everything's the same because he created once he goes back and he changed one thing. If you change one little thing, when you come back, you're automatically in another timeline.
Yeah,
Because
it changes everything.
it's not the same anymore. So the fact that Loki being alive, the fact that Cap went back in time and he stayed,
Mm-hmm.
changes everything. And I know, and I believe now, without them telling us, I believe right now, the Fantastic Four and X-Men exist in the MCU now, and they're just gonna give us these upcoming movies. We're gonna get our nods. We're gonna get our Victor Von Doom nods. We're gonna get our Reed Richards nods. Like, I feel like we might get a Storm nod in Black Panther 2. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe. And Doctor Strange, we might get a Fantastic Four nod. I just feel like there's going to be an upcoming movie or upcoming end credit scene that's just going to be here like, haha. Like, there it is.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Feige said, oh, we already got a 5-year plan mapped out. You're not going to see the X-Men and Fantastic Four for 5 years. But Kevin Feige said a lot of shit to where he's hiding some shit, and he just don't want to say anything. And he knew that Fox still was going down like a year and a half ago. He knew it, so they already had backup plans waiting for that moment.
Yeah,
Waiting for it.
It's like you said, it's just completely obvious because like even just off the timeline of Captain America going to the past and getting older, that means that he's not there to help them in the first Avengers to fight off, or in Age of Ultron, or even in the first Avengers to fight off the people there. So somebody else has to come in and help them out for them to still be alive in the future. So
Yep.
that's got to be one of those two teams. It has to be somebody.
Absolutely, I agree. And we're just not gonna know. We're gonna
not.
have to wait a couple of years. They're gonna give us little teasers. That's why you gotta pay attention, people. You gotta watch these movies, man. You gotta watch these movies from beginning to end because there's gonna be nods, and you as a comic fan, you gotta catch those nods. Just gotta catch them, man. But all in all, this movie was absolutely positively phenomenal. Is there anything we missed? Anything we missed, Preston? Talk about
No. I mean, other than the fact that we got really, we finally got more into Nebula. But other than that, it was like I agree with you.
I thought that was dope. Film. Yeah, I thought that was dope too.
Yeah,
I thought that was really good to get more Nebula. I thought that was really good.
And me and my brother was talking about that too because remember when Nebula shot her past self, but her future self was still there. But it makes sense because I guess in a way her consciousness is in that machine. It's not necessarily like she has a soul. So it don't work the same way as it does for everyone else, as if they killed her.
But you heard what they said. Like, even if she killed herself in that past self, that's another timeline.
Yeah,
she wouldn't die. Like her future self wouldn't die. It's a different. Once you go back, that's a different timeline.
Right.
That's
so it don't even affect anything.
It don't affect nothing.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But even that, what you just said fucks up the timeline.
Yeah, that does too. It does.
The fact that she murdered her past self. Thanos, the younger Thanos coming back to the future fucks up the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
He got dusted, but he still came back.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things that you have to catch, you guys have to catch, that really fucks up the timeline. And they just didn't show it to us yet.
And people forget too, they in that past, they still have that information they took out of Nebula's hard drive to figure out what happened in the future. So that's still in the past. Yeah. The information's still in the computers. So I wonder what they'll do with that. That'd be interesting as well. So overall, I mean, fantastic movie, great movie. I want to see it again.
Phenomenal.
Easily one of the best movies of the year already. Or if
easily one.
The best movie. Well, I'm only saying only because I don't know what's coming out next.
I don't give a shit what's coming out this year. It's not topping this movie. Fuck that.
Hey,
the reason why I say it because it's a combination of 22 movies. There's no movie that's gonna get. There's no movie that comes out. Not Lion King. There's no fucking movie that's gonna come out that's gonna get me as invested emotionally as this movie got me. I'm sorry.
Okay, well I'm not.
You can't.
I'm not talking about all of that. I get that the magnitude of the movie. No movie is gonna compare to that because it is so many films of investment. But I just mean in the film as itself. I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna be the best movie of the year. If anything, it has a really, really good chance of being that. But I don't want to say that too early until I see the rest of the movies this year.
Bro, I
See
don't
what
think there's
happens.
any. I don't think there's. Me personally, don't think there's any other movie I'm gonna give a 20 out of 20. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I agree with
I
you.
don't
I just
know.
need to see him first. You
I
never
don't
know.
know, bro. Yeah,
All right.
man. So what's your score?
Man, I give it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm giving it like a 9.8 out of 10, bro.
This
Like,
this wow, you're high, bro.
that's
You're
high.
high.
Really?
You're high. No, I said you're high,
Why?
bro.
Because I'm 2 points off.
I want to give it a 20 out of 20, but if I have to give it a practical score, it's 10 out of 10. You fucking
I
high?
gotta see it
What?
again because I know right now. I know I'm in the moment. I just saw it. So if I see
Nah.
it again and it's just as good as it was I saw it the first time, then yeah, it's gonna go up. But for right now, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment and just say that it's like amazing.
Nah,
Because
this ain't no Age of Ultron type moment bullshit.
hey, I know
Nah,
it's
bro.
not. No.
But, oh,
Age of Ultron, it dropped like 4 points after I saw it the second time, bro. Like this movie ain't doing that. The only thing it can do is stay where it's at or go up to 0.2 points, and neither one of them is bad in my personal opinion. But
yeah,
yeah. So,
phenomenal film.
well, which one did you like better, this one or Infinity War? Because I know you said
I
that
mean,
it's all one movie.
I personally look at it all one movie, but if I have to pick, I'm gonna pick this one
Hmm.
because like I said, Infinity War was awesome, it was phenomenal, but it was more of just an action-packed fest, and
Hmm.
it was great. But this movie took its time, and it had more. This movie had more moments.
Right.
This movie had more personal moments with characters. Like I love films when they have phenomenal character development and character interaction. And like that's what like the end battle was some Lord of the Rings type shit. It was that epic. It was straight Lord of the Rings epic, the end battle. It was phenomenal.
Hmm.
It was great. But the moments that we got from beginning to end of this film, oh my gosh, was just so awesome. It was awesome. It was just awesome, man.
Yeah, I
And
agree
I
with you.
loved it.
I definitely got to pick this one. This one.
I did love the moment too. I did love the moment too. And when they went to go after, Thanos, and Thanos told him that he destroyed the stones or whatever, and Thor got pissed and he cut off his head. And
Mhm.
he's like, Rocky's like, "What did you do?" And Thor's like, "I
I
went
went for
for
the
the
head.
head."
Yeah.
Dog,
I
that
like that.
was that was awesome.
I like the
That was
fact that
awesome.
Rocket also has like classic comic book
Yeah,
outfit.
that was
I
his
thought that was
classic
dope as
look.
well.
Yup,
I like
yup.
that.
That was classic Guardians outfit. That was awesome. That was
Yeah, I
awesome.
loved it, man. Yeah, like this movie absolutely better than the first one, just from a movie. Or the first one obviously was action packed, and people will probably
And
say,
from a film perspective, it
"What?"
was
Yeah,
just
from a
better.
film
Yeah.
perspective, this one it paced right. I mean, it was 3 hours. It didn't feel like 3 hours. The
Yo, that
Infinity
movie,
War,
no, the movie flew, bro.
it
It
did,
flew,
it did, bro.
bro. When I walked out and I saw what time it was, I'm like, what the fuck?
It
Really?
went by fast. The pacing was
It
so good,
flew. Yep.
so
Awesome, man.
good.
Russo brothers, Kevin Feige, hats off. Just hats
I heard
off.
people sobbing in the movies at the end. Like, and then
Oh,
when we
me
got
too.
out the theater, people was in the corner
Me
holding
too.
each other, like rubbing each other's
Yeah.
back and stuff. I'm like, whoa, this is like Passion of the Christ all over again. It's crazy.
Yeah, there was people crying. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Absolutely.
I mean, what superhero movie can do that, man? It ain't that many. So,
Nope.
but yeah, all right.
Infinity War. Infinity War. After everybody got dusted, people came out of the theater crying.
Well, yeah, that obviously, I didn't want to compare that because it's the same. But I mean, outside of
Yeah.
the Avengers movie, I don't know what other superhero movie had people
But this
like
movie,
that.
this movie is different because some people were crying, they were sobbing, but I also think some people were crying out of joy. That because it was the culmination and it's the conclusion
Yeah.
of these characters that we love so much. So
Yeah, because
yeah,
and if you think about it, it was like, oh, and this is one thing I told my brother too before we get off, listeners. It was almost like everybody was like the complete opposite of each other. Like if you
hmm
think about it, like Thor stayed in the future and lost his mom, but Captain America stayed in the past and gained back his lover. And if
yeah,
you also think about it, Hawkeye stayed alive and stayed with his family. Iron Man died and he no longer is with his family. So it was like
hmm
it was a weird balance. So yeah, it's an interesting movie. that was our review for Avengers Endgame. Please let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share. Let us know what you guys think. Watch the movie. Come back. Give us some of y'all theories. How do you guys think that the X-Men or the Fantastic Four will be involved in this cinematic universe 5 years in the front, whatever time they're going to come? Let us know. Thank you guys for
Yeah,
listening.
please let us know in the comment
Yep.
section, please.
Absolutely, I would love to hear your theories. I love having. That's what makes a good movie too, because you can add theories to it that could possibly happen in the future. So it just
And
keeps.
I'm sure there's things that me and Preston probably missed talking about. So let us know in the comment
Yeah,
section,
we only
please.
saw it one time. Yeah, we were so
Yeah.
blown away, we can't pay attention to every little detail. We'll catch it probably the
hmm
second time
I'm,
around, but
I'm pretty sure. Shit, we said a lot though.
yeah, we said a
So I
lot. I'm sure
mean,
there's more though.
I don't know. There's more, but I'm pretty sure we did good. We did good.
Yeah, I think we did pretty decent. All right, guys, thank you
Yeah.
guys for listening. I'm Preston. That's Carmine. You guys have a good day. Peace.
Peace.